On today's show, we're going to explore Facebook updates you're not going to want to miss out on, including Meta telling their stockholders one thing, but saying something else currently in court in the US. It's an interesting contrast there. Also, if you use Metaverified for yourself or clients, there's an important update around that. A change that could reduce your reach, even if you feel like you're doing everything right. Plus an update on ads, Meta AI, and more. My name is Jerry Potter, host of the Social Media Marketing Talk Show, a Social Media Examiner production where we break down all the latest social media news and what it means for marketers like you. All right, let's jump in. Meta released their Q1 earnings summary, which is the report for stockholders, and depending on your interest, can be really, really boring. But I always like to just mention a couple of things around this because if you are investing your time or money or your client's time or money into these platforms, it's always good to kind of know where they stand. Of course, taking it with a grain of salt because this is everything spun in their favor. But they did report that Meta generated $41.4 billion in ad revenue in Q1, which is fine. The weird part is that it was $3 billion more than in Q4 of 2024. So we know here in the US, obviously there was the election and then all of the holiday ads and everything like that. I would think that this increase from the fourth quarter to the first quarter is more substantial than that, simply because the fourth quarter is usually so big. You should know the average price per ad increased by 6% worldwide, or as they put it, only 6% worldwide. If you spend big budgets, obviously that can become a lot really, really quickly. And then Meta's family of apps, so Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, and WhatsApp, reported 3.4 billion daily active people, is the term that they like to use, in quarter one, up from 3.29 billion. So 3.29 to 3.43 billion. So it's kind of like, hey, everything's good, everyone's happy, the money's being made, and people are here. They also reported that Threads now has 350 million active users, which is not insignificant. However, at the same time, recently, Mark Zuckerberg, head of Meta, was in court in the United States during giving testimony to the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, over an antitrust lawsuit, sort of saying they own too much of the social media space. And he, quote, admitted that Facebook and Instagram's share of time spent on social media apps, quote, has gone down meaningfully, and that a lot of the interaction people have is directly with their friends, and has shifted to messaging apps. So in the stock report, everything's great. In court, what? No, people aren't using us that much. It's fine. Experts don't think that this antitrust thing is going to go anywhere because TikTok has such a big share. LinkedIn is obviously huge and for things like that. But interesting to see for sure. It definitely reflects exactly what Meta has already been saying. They've already come out and said, we want Instagram to be a platform where people connect and message with their friends. So just something to keep in mind. All right, lots more updates we got to cover, but are you ahead of the curve or falling behind? AI is changing our industry. And if you want to stay ahead in marketing, the secret is to become an AI-powered marketer. Here's 5 ways our AI Business Society can help you, okay? Number 1, live, practical, deep dive AI marketing training sessions with recordings also included. These things are so powerful. Everything in the program is also packed with actionable takeaways that you can implement right away. You can connect with other forward-thinking marketers who can help you on your journey. Sometimes you get these conversations with AI and, people's eyes gloss over, maybe even your boss in some situations. So you get a community to support you with all of this. You also get custom built prompts, guides, and templates to make your life much, much easier. And you'll always be able to stay informed on the latest trends, tools, and strategies without having to do all the research yourself, which is important because AI is obviously changing almost every day. But in the AI Business Society, you get someone to sort of filter it down and make sure you have the most important stuff. Don't get left behind. Become an AI-enhanced marketer. This is your once-in-a-career opportunity to become an indispensable AI-powered marketer who drives better results. All you got to do is go find more info at socialmediaexaminer.com/AI business. Again, socialmediaexaminer.com/AI business. Well, Facebook is trying to crack down on spam with some new anti-spam measures. The problem here is that some of the stuff that they are cracking down on as spam are things that I know some marketers, myself included in some situations, do on a regular basis. So I want to make sure you're looped in on this. So they are launching initiatives to reduce spammy content that disrupts user experience and authentic creator visibility. And so they are limiting reach and monetization for accounts that use tactics, including excessive hashtags. Okay. So I think we're thinking 3 to 4 there. Unrelated captions. Oh, I was seeing this so much for several months where you'd see a photo and then the caption had nothing to do with it, or a meme, and the caption had nothing to do with it. Or content duplication. So I know as marketers, we want to get the most out of our time and everything we do. So sometimes we recycle posts. There's some great tools that help us do that. So just be aware that this is happening. A comment system is also part of it to allow users to flag irrelevant responses. And they also have these enhanced moderation assist tools to automatically hide comments from suspected fake identities, as they put it, which is funny because we keep hearing about how Meta is going to make all of these fake profiles, and then no, they're not. And yes, they are, the AI powered profiles. So interesting to see, but just wanted to make sure you're in the loop on that. All right, if you use Metaverified for yourself or your clients, there's an update around this. And specifically, users cannot make excessive changes to their profiles within a certain time frame before applying for verification. Now, they haven't said if this applies to Metaverified for businesses yet, but I could certainly see that happening. But essentially, it's, if you change your profile name, your picture, your username, your location, your account type too much shortly before applying for verification, you will get rejected. Now, in true, our lawyers wrote this fashion, it's very vague. It doesn't give a certain number of modifications or a certain timeline or anything like that. So they're just kind of putting it in there. It sounds like to give another opportunity for them to turn people down. Now, just to be clear, Meta had always considered these factors, but now they have formalized the limitation as a definitive parameter. So that is just something to be aware of. All right. Meta is now testing more around verification and verified profiles. First of all, they are testing an in-app education that more clearly tells people when a business account is not yet Meta verified, which to me almost sounds like verification shaming, at least the way that it's worded. We don't have a ton of information on this yet because it's just a test. But essentially, it sounds like it's going to be like if you don't have a verified business account, either on Instagram or on your page, it's going to be like, hey, heads up, this is not verified. Almost feels like a scare tactic. It reminds me of when Apple cracked down on privacy and tracking in emails and everywhere else a couple years ago. And they didn't have a pop-up saying, hey, is it okay if, they have access to this? The pop-up literally said, you don't want them tracking you, do you? Like, there was a lot of fear written into the prompt, which is why, of course, a lot of people do opt out of that when they download apps on iPhones. Also, another new test feature offering advanced original content protection. So one of the things they've been trying to crack down on is people stealing content. They have added more reposting features on Instagram, which is nice. And a couple of things are going to happen. So first of all, now subscribers will be able to request a human review of original content on Instagram. And they've added a, quote, original by label linking back to the subscribed creator on any reposts, helping maximize engagement for that original content. So a little bit more to build in protection there. All right, ad update. Meta is renaming something in the ads interface. It seems to just be to declutter the ad creation page, but formerly known as ads info, that label is now being called dynamic overlays, which certainly sounds cooler and more valuable, right? So essentially they have relocated info labels for catalog items to the Advantage Plus creative enhancement section, and they're renaming them these dynamic overlays. So these are the things you could add to your ad that would say price, or have a strike through price, or a percentage off, or promote free shipping, or anything like that. So the general functionality is the same, but now you'll have the added flexibility to toggle on each label type or off individually rather than being able to limited to select one at a time. So that is a cool update. And Meta launched their Meta AI app. So how does this affect us as marketers? Well, first of all, AI is such a part of marketing now, but this is now a standalone app. So it's not like you have to go into Messenger or anything like that to chat with Meta AI. It also includes a Discover feed where users can share and explore how others are using AI. It also adds a lot more, personalization, remembering specific user preferences. So, this is obviously a new way to gather information about its users. Though this is also the app that powers the Meta AI glasses. So if you have those and you talk to it, now you can start a conversation on your glasses and then continue it in the app. There is a desktop version as well. So how does this impact marketers? Well, I think there's a couple of things for us to be aware of here. First of all, if you're looking for an AI tool that's free, and again, I don't know how it compares to the free version of some of the other tools like ChatGPT, but might be an option. Also, going forward, it'll be interesting to see if the ads get even smarter, like especially using Advantage Plus with this additional data. When we think long term about when ads used to just be, oh, they followed this page, they must be interested in this, right? It didn't take much. But we know that AI is so much better at not only gathering, but interpreting information. So it's entirely possible that ad targeting could get better going forward. One thing that I'm kind of watching for, and this is obviously going to be down the line a bit, but if people using the Meta AI app catches on, then obviously there'll be strategies rolling out for how to get your content recommended in Meta AI if somebody asks a question. Because I assume if somebody says, hey, how do I do this? They're going to look on Facebook and Instagram before they go and, pull a Wikipedia page or something like that. Maybe not. I don't know. But it might be something to start exploring. Oh, actually, maybe we could just ask the Meta AI app, hey, how do I get my content recommended by you? Maybe it'll share. All right, quick reminder, learn more about becoming an AI-powered marketer. Go to socialmediaexaminer.com/AI business. Again, socialmediaexaminer.com/AI business. And if you want to add a podcast to your listening lineup, we've got one for you to check out, the Social Media Marketing Podcast, as well as the AI Explored Podcast, available wherever you get your podcasts. All right, until next time, may you be wise with your marketing decisions. Thanks, everyone. Bye.